Hello and welcome to the show, Vikas bhai. How have you been?
I'm good. Hi, Dhruvish. How are you?
I am doing well and आज एक power house second हम zone करेंगे, right? We had a tremendous conversation before and today we'll discuss more about artificial intelligence, future of AI and how the West and other countries are going on a 10x mode compared to India. So,
Right.
आपके point of view से how is AI booming the market of India?
Yeah. So, if you see, AI is almost revolutionizing every industry. If I talk about education, let's say previously students used to learn from books. Now, if you see, if students want to learn, AI can create. Now, multimodal AIs are actually dominating. You can just write a prompt, they can generate animations, and every concept can be learned easily. So previously this was not possible. Every designer had to work couple of weeks to come up with basic animations also. So if you see today in education, AI is revolutionizing all these things. Then second point is healthcare. In healthcare, the drug discovery, and if you see Neuralink, in which Elon Musk is working, so there he's building chips which can be helping maybe a paralyzed man to just using his mind to do some actions.
Correct.
So that way healthcare it is also helping. Then the third part is defense. So if you see this today's these some weeks ago the war happened. If you see all the war now, future wars will not be done by men. They will be carried out using drones.
Yeah.
So drone technology, every defense will use AI in them, and it is cheaper also. If you see,
Okay.
$1,000 drone can destroy a $1 million.
So the impact is quite high, but the
Exactly.
pricing is low. Yeah, correct.
So all the industries are actually will be revolutionized in next decade. By the next decade, almost everything will be revolutionized by AI. And with the coming up of LLMs, if you see the
What is LLM if we can go on more broader way?
yeah, so LLM is basically a technology which is developed, which predicts,
Okay.
which is trained over every possible data that is present on internet and books, and it can generate output in multimodal things. You can pass on video, images, text, and it will generate you the output based on its training.
Okay.
Now they are continuously being trained, and now for like for example, previously you need to think, you need to go, poets need to go someplace, they need to think, उनको सोचना पड़ता था ideas
Correct.
और चीजें. But now these LLMs are trained over of millions of poets, उनकी poems पे trained है. Then they are trained over billions of images. So now these LLMs can generate ideas and outcomes in matter of seconds.
Correct.
Which previously was possible only, which took months to develop. So
Correct.
you can just generate any poem in, let's say, Rabindranath Tagore's style just by writing a prompt. And you
Alright.
can write topic.
But what's a layman's point of view in that? That there's a lot more permutation combination which is going on. चलो मैं एक normal example देता हूँ that I am also an artist and you are also an artist, right?
Right.
हम दोनों ने एक दोनों time interval पे एक AI model को draft भेजा that hello AI give me a good poem, the topics are the same, हम दोनों ने एक ही topic डाला but still AI is giving us a different poem on a different note. So how is that सर्कुलेटिंग थिंग वर्किंग विथ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस कि वो बहुत सारे परम्यूटेशन और कॉम्बिनेशंस में खेल के हर बंदे को अलग आउटपुट देता है दो द क्वेश्चन इज मोर रेलेवेंट और सेम. So what's the aftermath behind that?
Yeah, so the point is it is continuously being trained.
Correct.
It's not like you are asking right now and it is answering, it is some answer is fed.
Yeah.
So if you see how you can understood in a basic layman terms, how does AI even work?
Yeah. Okay.
If you see, when we talk about when we were kids, we used to remember an apple as a red apple. But if you show any kid a green apple which is there in trees, the kid will not recognize it as apple. It is over the years that he is trained by the taste and every other aspect of it that he knows that it is an apple.
Correct.
Similarly, AI is trained over billions of these things. Now what happens is when you are asking based on the region, the context, the history, it is giving a different output based on predictions. So it is predicting based on the training. So every LLM is trained on more or less different algorithms. So the parameters are different. So a same guy can perceive Apple as some different way, and the other
Correct.
guy will perceive it different way based on their previous memory.
सो द मेन थिंग इज कि आप उसको ट्रेन कैसे करते हो. अभी
Exactly.
बच्चे को आप पहले से ही बोलोगे दैट एप्पल इज ओनली ऑफ रेड कलर, ग्रीन कलर का है ही नहीं, तो वो जब देखेगा देन विल बी अमेज. सेम गोज विद एन
Exactly.
एआई. इट्स इट्स
Exactly.
इट्स द सेम थिंग कि आप ह्यूमन को कैसे ट्रेन करते हो वैसे ही आपको वो मॉडल को ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा.
Right.
बट इफ आई गो विद सम स्टैटिस्टिक्स, राइट, आई हैव ऑल्सो seen on your profile that you've lived in China for a couple of months, right, in which you've been developing and you will be watching many things जो China India से comparatively बहुत आगे कर रहा है.
Right.
Right. So if we just compare two different countries on a singular level, on a comparison node of an artificial intelligence, where do you see China, how it is going and booming the market of AI ML on a very, very, very larger scale?
Yeah. So if you see both the countries, it's all about the ecosystem, how
Right.
you are developing an ecosystem in your country. So if you see in China, AI is taken very, very seriously. In 2017 only, they made a policy that AI has to be taught throughout the school and it has
Correct.
to be taken seriously. Now, if you see in today's world, in Indian schools, most of the schools are still for 3 months they are teaching Excel only. Okay.
Correct.
Even if the policies are made in India, it is never implemented on ground. That is the main challenge. So the first gap is implementation of first gap is creation of policies, and then the second step is implementation of those policies. So we lag behind on the first step itself. Then the second thing is infrastructure.
Correct.
We have never invested in AI infrastructure. So China is heavily invested in the infrastructure. So overall, if you see a student, if they are learning AI from initial grade itself from schools, by the time they are graduating, they will have better knowledge. Then the third and the most important aspect is when the students are actually graduating, when the engineers are graduating, their more focus is either they want to go into the service sector jobs. If you see most of the companies in India are service sector, okay, they want, and in China, they are actually focusing on deep tech. We don't have our own Google, we don't have our own WhatsApp, but China has WeChat, which is developed by their own, and then they have Baidu. They have multiple deep tech technology companies. So in India, more focus is on service sector based, and students also who are graduating, they want to crack those jobs. Their more focus is not there because the incentive is not there. So government should plan something and execute it properly so that students are more inclined towards deep research based activities. So that is where we lag behind.
Don't you think that India is having a very good potential in the era of 2025? That we are able to develop everything in house. We are having good minds, we are having good brains. But some minds and some brains are just devoting their life and their knowledge into some companies which have been running and making a good amount of revenue in West. राइट, जो चाइना कर रही है. चाइना इज़ मेकिंग व्हाट्सएप ऑल्सो, उनका खुद का व्हाट्सएप भी है, उनका खुद का फेसबुक भी है, सब लोग वो इन हाउस ही कर रहे हैं. द थिंग विच इंडिया इज़ नॉट हैविंग द माइंड सेट. उनको वेस्ट की चीज़ें ज़्यादा फैंसी लग रही है एंड दे आर एबल टू यूज़ दैट कि मैं वो यूज़ करूँगा देन आई विल बी हैविंग अ गुड क्रेडिबल वैल्यू इन दी मार्केट, जो चाइना में नहीं है. चाइना में पीपल आर मोरली ओरिएंटेड कि मेरे को मेरे देश की चीज़ें यूज़ करनी है, दो कुछ भी हो. व्हाट्सएप अगर मेरे को कोई भी मुफ्त की चीज़ दे रहा है तो भी मैं चाइना में पैसे दे के वो चीज़ यूज़ करूँगा. राइट. सो वो माइंडसेट हम कैसे क्लियर कर सकते हैं? बिकॉज सी यू स्टडीड अ गुड, यू हैव इन्वेस्टेड अ वेरी गुड अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम इन आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, राइट. आपको पता है कि ये सब चीज़ें इंडिया में अभी उनकी बैंडविड्थ है, उसका पोटेंशियल है, हम डेवलप कर सकते हैं. बट द वन फ्लिकर थिंग और वन मेजर थिंग इज द माइंडसेट ऑफ इंडियन पीपल. सो आप उनको कैसे एडवाइस करोगे?
सो इफ यू सी जो हमारा माइंडसेट है,
करेक्ट,
it is not just developed by one factor. If you see one of the factors that is affecting our mindset is our family, our parents. Second factor is in the surroundings in which we learn, schools, colleges, and our friends. So if whole this ecosystem is changed, then our mindset will also improve. So the first step, parents are always looking ki if our students are more in, for example, in my place, if a student gets a government job, irrespective of what the job is, they'll be like they have done everything in life.
Most happy
They will,
parents.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So first step is that we need to create awareness about this thing, that AI is something that is going to last for next 50 years. So that is the future. So we need to adapt that. This is a first step. Second is in education, where most of the time students spend around, let's say, 6 to 7 hours in schools. There we have to make some strict implementations for this, so that teachers are not just focusing on basic Excel triple C things. There we have to make it's have to be done, because once you clear the roots, once the student is learning from the first hand itself, they are able to use those technology. For example, if I tell you about our one of our coding junior platform, so we have developed many virtual labs where students can directly just go plug and play and work around. Previously, in my school, when we used to go to computer labs, most of the computers were not working, and if they work, then we have to,
You're not having
yeah,
enough time to operate
exactly.
it, right?
15
Yeah.
minutes is gone to set up a software on which they are working, and by the time they start doing it,
The period gets over.
period gets over.
Correct.
So now we have developed a technology which is just plug and play. They go, they open, they start writing code. And now most of the students we observed from our school's reviews, that they mentioned that they are actually enjoying now coding. After the period also gets over, they ask the teacher that I want to code more.
मेरे को एक्स्ट्रा टाइम दो, मेरे को कुछ डेवलप
Exactly.
करना ही है.
So we
Correct.
have already tried it. So we need to make sure that the AI education and coding education is taken seriously, because we are already very behind. And if we take this seriously in school education, and then the next step is in graduation, it has to be kept in almost whether it be medical, whether it be any domain, there has to be one AI related subject which has to be introduced, which should be introduced. People should take it seriously. That should be perfectly taught, and students should more focus on practical based in these technologies. So there has to be proper industry grade people who are actually helping them, working with these universities and making sure that they are actually improving. So
Correct.
overall, from roots to till graduation, if we do this, only this way we can actually change the mindset, and the overall ecosystem can evolve.
I was very fond that you found a very solid market gap, right? As we previously also discussed, that you also made a AI interviewer. So that's something very, very, very phenomenal. If I'm just having my interview tomorrow, I'm not that confident that will I be able to crack it. And if I'm having a competition of 100 people, 100 लोग हैं, 100 लोग इंटरव्यू देने वाले हैं मेरे साथ, बट आई एम नॉट इनफ कॉन्फिडेंट कि वो मैं 100 लोगों को मैं पेनिट्रेट करके वो इंटरव्यू क्रैक करूंगा या नहीं. सो वो तब का माइंडसेट क्या होता है, दैट यू विल कॉल अ फ्रेंड, राइट, कि भाई तू एक बार मेरे को ये सब चीज़ें पूछ ले, तू मेरे को थोड़े कोड्स पूछ ले, मेरे को एल्गोरिदम के मीनिंग्स पूछ ले. अगर मैं सक्सेसफुली उसको बोल पाया, देन आई विल बी, मेरे को तब थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस बूस्ट मिल जाएगा. बट यू आर ड्राइविंग सम ऑथेंटिक रिजल्ट्स, दैट मेरे पास एक AI इंटरव्यूअर है जो आपके एक्सप्रेशंस, आपका कॉन्फिडेंस, आपका नॉलेज सब मेजर करता है.
Right.
और एक बार आप उसके सामने इंटरव्यू दो तो यू विल बी, आपको पता चले दैट आप कौन से लेवल पे हो, राइट. सो व्हाट वाज दैट बेसिकली, व्हाट वाज द आइडिएशन बिहाइंड दैट, और आपने ये ब्रेनस्टॉर्म्ड कैसे किया? बिकॉज ये मार्केट गैप अभी तक किसी ने डेवलप नहीं किया है पैन इंडिया में, एंड यू वर द वन हु डेवलप्ड इट. So what was the reason behind that?
Yeah, so when I was in IIT, one of my friends was a really brilliant guy. He was a really brilliant guy. He's still working in one of the biggest MNCs right now as we speak. So he was rejected in 9 interviews just because he was not able to express clearly. He was not able to talk in interviews properly. Correct. But he was very smart and he was among the best coders almost. So then I realized that this is a very big challenge. And when when we were working, we were running this JG University. Students need to develop a skill. The more they know more, they have learned this. The first step, we focus that they learn properly the curriculum. They learned it, coding. Now they have made projects. But everything goes in vain if they are not able to express it properly.
कम्युनिकेशन इज द मेन की फैक्टर. आपको बनाना आता है, आपको करना आता है, बट आप उनको समझा ही नहीं पाओगे कि इसका मीनिंग क्या है. तो हाउ विल यू बी एबल टू सेल योर प्रोडक्ट?
Exactly. And then when some of the universities in India also try to do it in this way ki before the placements they try to set up some seminars where some of the guys will take interviews, but that is limited to only some people, and most of the friends will not go. They'll be lazy, they will not go because they'll be maybe feel ki, why to go there, I can
प्रेशर
only
वर्क
talk.
कौन सा
Yeah,
रहेगा?
they will having peer pressure, they will not go only.
करेक्ट.
So it is never implemented. Now how does it happen is they can sit at I was thinking of building something they can sit at their home, they can practice it and feel confident. Now first step is making some audio based, which seemed easy, but the problem is audio was never giving that feel. The students can talk, but it will not give a feel of a real interview.
Yeah, it
That's
would not look that there's a human intervention in that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So then we actually trained our LLMs and personalized it based on all the interviews that top MNCs take. Then we used to recognize all the body languages, how he's sitting, how they are talking, what clothes they are wearing, how their background is, how is the lighting, everything. And it gives a detailed report. Students can practice it multiple times and they will get a detailed report, and with not just about the answers, with about the body language and confidence also, and also what they could have improved. And then if they give it multiple times, I don't think it's much of a difficulty, because the friend which I was talking about, when he was able to give 9 interviews, after that he never faced difficulty. It's just about the initial 10 to 20 interviews where students actually might lose a good opportunity
नॉट
just
इवन
because they
10
can't
टू
talk.
20 आई फील 5-10 इंटरव्यू आप कर लो, फिर
Yeah.
परफॉर्मेंस प्रेशर क्या है आप में चला जाएगा. बिकॉज वो 10 इंटरव्यूअर ने अगर आपको 10 अलग अलग सवाल पूछे होंगे, तो
Right.
11th वन वुड बी आस्किंग समथिंग जो आपने पहले 10 में जाना होगा.
Exactly.
So, वो
but
तो
the
है ही.
but the main challenge is students apply for thousands of jobs. They get call from only 5 or 10 jobs. Okay. Now, if those 5 and 10 are just rejected because they can't express it clearly, then they lose out on an opportunity. It's not
Correct.
You cannot just say कि I can give 10 interviews and then 11th one I will crack, because you don't know that you will get a call and you might lose a good opportunity because of this.
Correct.
So definitely it is helping us on scale. We don't have to worry about this. So we have seen results also in our own JG University, where students are actually in second year only, they are so well versed, they are talking so smoothly. It's very
So
nice.
the best part of this is that you are not having any factor. अभी वो यूनिवर्सिटी में they are arranging a faculty who will take your interview. उसमें एक बीच में ब्रेक थ्रू तब आता है that अगर आप 8th sem या 7th sem में हो तो ही आप जा सकते हो. A class 10 students can also get access to your AI model, right?
Yes.
That अभी मेरे को चलो भले मैं 10th में I want to start practicing that. So अगर वो 10th से वो प्रैक्टिस करना चालू करता है और वो लेवल पे आता है, तो उसका तो पहला इंटरव्यू भी इजीली क्लियर हो जाएगा.
Yes.
बिकॉज you know how to speak, how to express, what to wear and when, and how you can point some more main question which you want to highlight.
Exactly.
So that was something phenomenal, the market gap which you found and the things you've been working on. So that's something very great, Vikas bhai, and it was a very insightful conversation which we had. And people would surely engrave that, you're see, comparatively you're building something very great, right? But आपने जिस हिसाब से पूरा चीज़ समझा है, इट्स क्वाइट फिनोमिनल, राइट? वो एक्स्ट्रा वगेंजा लेवल पे आपने चीज़ों को बनाया भी है और वो आप इनपुट भी कर रहे हो. सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग ऑन आवर शो.
Thanks,
and thank you so
thanks
much.
Dhruvish for this session.
Thank you.